Good morning, madam. My name is Tirageshwaran. I am from DPE 1B. So today for the OSH and the case study for the OSH, we've chosen we have the topic 5, which is fire safety. When it comes to fire, everyone need to be safety because fire will burn vigorously and cause damage to life and also properties of our home and also any other residential area. So my name is Tirageshwaran. I am from DPE 1B. My matrix number. This is a fun curve page. So next. So the main sources of fire, as we know, fire need a source to be burned. So the main sources are fuel, oxygen and heat. When it comes to fuel, any combustible materials such as petrol, methanol, paper or wood, these are the main sources for fuel. So the fuel is the main source for the burning. So it is not necessary that only the fuel can cause such burning like that. So in the categories of fuel, like the main sources of fuel were like petrol, methanol, or paper or wood, which contains a greater proportion of fuel inside them. The next is oxygen. At least 16% of the oxygen is needed to sustain a fire. As we all know, we learn basic thing that oxygen can support burning by doing the electrolysis process, where we take the test tube and put the burning wood splinter, where it will support the burning. Next is heat. Next main source is heat. The energy necessary to increase fuel temperature to ignition point. Heat can also produce flame because of the energy which is stored in the heat, which will turn further into a flame. So next, possible causes of fire. When it comes to the residential site or a house, there are many possible causes of fire, but three main things and three basic mistake that people do is smoking in bedrooms, curious children attitude, and faulty wiring. So when in smoking in bedrooms, a cigarette that is not put up properly can cause a flame. Cigarette usually won't put out easily until you smoke until the end. So when adults or big people who smoke at their bedroom or at the place where fire easily caught up, it will cause a huge fire, house fire or a residential fire like that, which will cause life damage, life loss and also property damage. Next is curious children. It's like even I tried when I was a children by burning a curtain, but it eventually not that effective, not that damage. So kids were always very curious what will happen when we burn a thing, what does it cause. So kids can cause a fire out of curiosity. Next is faulty wiring. This is a mistake which usually no one wanted to do because it can cause a very fatal damage, because we all are living in a house where it is surrounded by wiring and also many other main sources of current, electric current. Homes with inadequate wiring can cause fire. The spark which caused by the inadequate wiring, when it attacks or contact with any other soft things like the wire cover or also any other soft things which found in the electric circuit, will cause a damage, will further become a huge house fire. Next. So steps to organize fire safety plan. So the first step is develop a statement of intent. When we go to a place, we should need to see the statement which it will say the overall report about the resident or the house, whether it is safety or not, or whether it is safe from fire or any other hazards. Next is develop fire safety task force committee to do emergency planning strategy. Fire safety task force committee is to create a strategic plan when it comes to a house fire by doing a survey or by asking people's opinion and outside like that. So this is very important, because the task force will give a complete report of whether we can stay or not. Next is all fire hazards. Assess all fire hazards to ensure whether the fire prevention plan and control procedures are adequate. All fire hazards mean as a surrounding of our whole house. It's like, is there everything is in perfect condition, everything is there to save our own life when it comes to such a fire incident like that. Next. Identify fire hazard control. Important to use correct equipment to overcome the fire emergency situation. This is the main problem that people have nowadays. They are very knowledgeable in any other subject, but they don't know about the basic thing to even put out a fire by using a fire extinguisher. So they should need to have a knowledge to overcome the fire emergency situation. Next is develop safety procedures for fire hazard control. Safety procedures must be developed time to time because of the increasing of technology, development of technology like that. But in this case, more than technology is like the equipment. It must be developed, must be in correct condition to minimize the probability of fire emergency situation and to be more effective when fire incident like that when it occurs. Next is develop a fire emergency exit and evacuation plan. This thing should also need to be developed so that people with no knowledge of fire procedure equipments can only do one thing, which is running. They can run out through a correct exit and to the correct assembly point where they can save their life to the people who have no knowledge about it. So the basic plan to help people to save themselves from the fire incidents. Next. So the overall lesson we learned from this incident is we should start taking fire safety more seriously as it would save lives. We should need to ensure the fire safety system at a place that we are going by checking the fire drill report forms and people who are near the destination site to ensure the fire safety system in the place is safe for us to stay. We should have to practice the emergency evacuation drill of fire by assembling at the emergency assembly point, and we should also need to have the basic knowledge to use fire safety equipment. So that's all, madam. Thank you.